by the governor of Bauchi State to illegally resort to nocturnal tactics at nocturnal hours to purport to inaugurate a house. I'm just coming from the bill. I went to brief the president in full because I've had the opportunity of meeting you earlier in the day, and you shared with me in greater detail what I've had. I've had a conversation with the governor twice, so I have all the facts. We members of NWC, we have deliberated on these issues. We actually went to meet the Inspector General of Police to prevail on him to ensure that the police do not provide security for an illegal act, because the worst form of robbery is political robbery. It's worse than robbing people of their property. But if you rob people of their right to govern, the people of Bauchi, in their wisdom, have chosen to entrust the leadership of the Bauchi State House of Assembly in the House of APC by voting for 21 of you and allow PDP only 10. Their intentions were clear, that APC should control the legislature. And there's nothing anybody can do in a democracy to change this fact. And the earlier the governor of Bauchi State comes to terms with this reality, the better for him and the better for everyone. But I want to assure you that we are a party that believes in the rule of law. And you recall that our president will always say that the right of our citizens must be respected, even during election. And it is because of that liberal disposition of the president that you can have a PDP person be proclaimed as the governor of Bauchi State after the last election. If it was about use of might, we can always use the police to occupy the government house and put anybody of our own choosing to govern Bauchi State. But we are obliged, in spite of the huge reservations we have about the manipulations of the election and the fact that we believe as a party that Governor Abubakar won the election, but until the court make the pronouncement, once INEC has chosen to recognize Alhaji Bala Mohammed, we have to abide by that reality, painful as it is. That is because we realize we are under the rule of law, even as a national governing party. So if we have not misused federal might or federal instrument or institutions to prevent Governor Bala Mohammed from being inaugurated, it is a shame that he would rather sit and use federal institutions to undermine the right and privileges of APC members elected duly by the people of Bauchi State, certified by INEC to be inaugurated. For me, it is clear, like we told the IG, it is a shame if the police provide cover for any illegal act. Our president is consistent that the right of Nigerians should be respected. That includes the right of the electorate and the right of those they have elected, as represented by your good selves. And of course, like you said, Mr. Speaker, the laws are clear. Democracy is a game of numbers. Minority can never preside over majority in a democracy. So, to the extent that we have 21 members, there is nothing the governor can do about that fact. In fact, I'm told we have APC 22, PDP 8, and NNPP 1. So there's no way PDP can produce the speaker or produce the deputy speaker or produce the principal officers. If the governor insists, then he's inviting trouble for himself. Because if we also insist, he could have said that he's not vacating the governor's office until his case is determined. But if he submits to the rule of law, I don't think Governor Bala Mohammed, with all due respect to him, has any choice but to submit himself and the PDP in Bauchi to the rule of law. Yes. So I assure you, on behalf of the All Progressive Congress, that we stand by the statement that we made yesterday, that the purported election organized undercover with illegal use of Nigeria police to install a puppet against the wish of the majority of the members cannot stand, and by the special grace of God, it will not stand. We will fight it to its logical conclusion. And we will prevail on the police to provide security for the enforcement of rule of law. We are not asking for any partisan support. The parliament must be secured, because that is the business of the police and security agencies, to secure life and property. The parliament is the property of the people of Bauchi State. It must be secured so that it is used for the purpose for which it was built, which is lawmaking. It is not at the discretion of the governor to lock up or to open. So we will do everything possible to ensure that that building, being a public property belonging to the House of Assembly, is open to the majority of the members of the House. So be assured that we are committed to that, and I want to commend you for your commitment to principles. When you are telling me about invitation to meetings, inducement, intimidation, harassment, I'm fully aware of all those kind of things, because what other instrument is available other than to try to induce those who are weak-hearted? But I'm happy that there are many Nigerians who have given up, that there are no men or women of honor who can resist temptation. But you are an example that we do have outstanding Nigerians at all levels, including Bauchi, who can resist not only monetary inducement and all temptations, but even resist intimidation and stand on what they believe is right. So we are proud of you. We will stand by you. We will start with you, and together we will ensure that the rule of law prevails in Bauchi State. Unfortunately, the situation in Bauchi is almost similar to what has happened in Edo State. I'm ashamed to talk about it, but there is nothing to hide. We have a similar situation in Edo where, in our own case, we have 24/24, all of them APC. But somebody wants a particular person as a speaker. 19 people out of 24 are opposed to this person. They then decide to carry 6 members into the house who were willing, and then invite the other one for, like, invited you for dinner. They arrived here only to be bundled into a vehicle, some of them in their, one of them in the short knicker, to go and get inaugurated by 9:30 p.m. at night. Yours was 6 a.m., Edo was 9:30 p.m. And like you rightly said, all these are unholy hours. Those are nocturnal hours. I could use a quote I read from one Supreme Court judgment, when you try to do things, because the working hours of Parliament are provided for in the rules of the Parliament. It is not up to anyone to change those rules. Only the Parliament properly constituted can decide to change the rules as they are. And you cannot change those rules before the Parliament is inaugurated. So it's not at the discretion of the clerk or the police. So that is why yesterday we said we condemn in strong terms the attempt to interfere and misuse the police, in particular and other security agencies, to impose minority rule in Bauchi State or in Edo State. Because the truth is, you cannot bend the rules. If it is wrong in Bauchi by an APC, by a PDP governor, it cannot be right in Edo because the governor is a APC. What is right is right. Truth has no affiliation. stands on his own. So I assure you that wherever this is happen, we are clear. We have to stand on the rule of law. But I want to appeal to you, the way you have resisted violence so far, continue to resist violence. Because it is the guy who is losing who will like to resort to violence. Violence will not bring us closer to solution. It can complicate the problem. And once you remain resolute, I will tell you, and I'm certain by the special grace of God, time and the future is on your side. We will do a letter to the Inspector General of Police to again convey your grievances and prevail on him on the need to protect the rule of law. The police are law enforcement officers. They are not executive enforcement officers. They are not expected to take unlawful orders from governors or from politicians. They are to enforce the law. And the minimum knowledge a police commissioner needs is at least to know the basic rule as it relates to the management of our three arms of government. So we'll communicate this to the IG, and I believe the IG will do what is right and ensure that the rights of our members in Bauchi and in Edo State are protected. So I'm sorry you have to spend another night here, but we'll try and make Abuja more safer. I find time to go around the beautiful city. But to be honest, we in the National Working Committee, we are proud of you. We are proud of any APC member who stand on the side of truth. And you know, talking further, the fact that we have 21 members out of 31, and PDP has only 8, is a statement about the credibility of the election of the governor himself. Sure. But time will tell. I am a believer that democracy is only for those who are capable of long distance running. It's not a 100-meter dash. And together we'll get to destination. Inshallah. Thank you very much.